So welcome back. The next topic on this mobile ad hoc network is the comparison between the wired network and a wireless network. Remember the concept of what we have learned completely in computer network is about a wired domain, and we have not studied I can't say that anything. We have learned certain examples from the fundamental networks. The example is we learned about what is in the wireless LAN, IEEE 802.11, and we learned about what is the protocol mechanism behind it. It is a CSMA-CA. What we have learned in the computer networks, but predominantly the computer networks completely discuss about a structure that involves with a wired combination. So the advanced part is we are dealing with how a wireless network will behave. And so once again I am just looking into the open source for getting the structural diagram of a wired network and a wireless network. So you may remember here this is a terminal, and this may be a switch, this may be any other networking component, and here the devices have been connected with the networking component by using a dedicated wire. You remember, assuming that a system, suppose if I am having this is my system, and I have a wired connectivity between from myself to the modem, and from the modem I have a dedicated wire connectivity to the exchange that is offering the internet service to me, and from the exchange what we call it as a router, and the other exchanges are being connected, or other routers are being connected by using dedicated RF cables. Now we have been using optical cables for interconnectivity. So this is a wired setup. And when we speak about with wireless, there is one networking component that provides the service connectivity for the devices that have been using the front end as wireless. You may use your mobile phones, or it may be use your laptops. You may remember that you will use your laptops by using the Wi-Fi connectivity. What it is happening, the system that is being connected with Wi-Fi connectivity gets the internet service from the nearest hub that offers Wi-Fi services. Normally we call this point as an access point, and these are the fundamental content what we have learned in your computer networks. So here the front end is completely wireless, and here the front end is also wired and the back end is also wired, but here the front end is wireless and the modem is being connected to a server or a system or any one devices by using its own wires, and from the system it has been connected to the backbone network by using any one of the wires. So we normally classify wireless into two types, and you remember structured and structureless. You remember these two different types. One is a structure and another is a structureless. Structured, we remember that a best example is a mobile network. The second is ad hoc. Structureless, we can see WSN. Blue. There may be a number of examples, but I am just listing a minimum. A mobile network, ad hoc network, wireless network, wireless sensor network, Bluetooth network. So these ad hoc comes under the picture of MANET. We have been calling ad hoc to be MANET because it is mobility ad hoc network. So A stands for ad hoc, NET stands for network. So it is a mobile network, mobile ad hoc network. So we call this as an MANET. In the short form of expansion is MANET. It is an ad hoc network, and it has the property of mobility. So ad hoc comes into the picture of structured, and it is in wireless. The front end is wireless and the backbone network is structured. So you remember how a cell phone mobile phone works. From that perspective, when we look into the wireless connectivity, then we can able to understand what may be the difference between a wired network and a wireless network. So mobile network, this is your mobile terminus. mobile terminus is connected to the base tower, and the front end is wireless. You remember the front end is wireless. You can able to move from one place to another, whereas a service provider at the back end has a fixed structure and has a mobile tower, and that mobile tower will has its own coverage area, and within, if you have been lying in its own coverage area, then you have the accessibility with respect to the mobile tower. And so the information that you have been transmitting from your end can reach the base tower, and from the base tower, you may remember there are multiple base towers that provide services, and on the basis of that you form the cell splitting sectoring process, and where the cells are, where the base tower have been connected to the we remember that is a base station BSU, and then there is an MSU. So from BT, the BSU has been connected by using wired combination. From BSU it has been connected to MSC, where for a mobile tower, for a cell phone provider, there will be one MSU, and there may be multiple BSUs, and there may be more and more BTs. But every BT is being connected to BSU by using an RF cable. Nowadays we try for optical cable, but predominantly we use RF cables connectivity between BT with respect to BSU. So from BSU, the MSC is being connected by using optical cables. So every service provider will have one MSU and multiple BSUs, and more quantum of BT depending upon the mobile subscribers that have been available. From MSU it will be connected to the core network, and from the core network it has been connected to the internet facility, and through that internet your information will be broadcasted or service to reach the last end destination. This is the combination. You may remember what you have learnt in your lower semesters. The same combination here. Here the BT is been removed, and here we use the access point, and the front end you are using either a mobile terminus or else you are using a laptop. Normally speaking, here we use either a mobile as a ADAC node or lab to be an ADAC node, because they have been connected with my wireless access hub for the service connectivity. So here the BT is being removed, and it has been and an access point is inserted, and from the access point it has been connected to the server or to any one of the networking component. It may be a switch, or it may be a router, it may be anything else, to any one of the networking component, and through the networking by using wires, and through the networking component it is being connected to the next end devices by using wires. And so the backbone network is wired and the front end network is wireless. So classification, so only we call this as a structured network. We call this as a structured network. So once again I am looking into the previous example. Here the access point is here, and here these are the nodes. Normal we call it as nodes. So why we call this as nodes, once again I will explain in the forthcoming lectures. But here the front end devices are using the wireless medium as its connectivity to the service provider, who is an access point, and this access point will be connected to a server or to any one of the networking component by using any wired structure. Normally we use Ethernet cables for connectivity. So this is the comparison between the mobile network and the ADAC network. Mobile network you have learnt in your lower semester, so I take that example to explain what is ADAC. So what are the restrictions that are used in wired and wireless, and we can be able to see. Wired, we call it as copper cables are being normally involved, and for every copper cables I need 100 meters to be connected. Repeaters need to be incorporated. When it crosses 100 meters, repeaters need to be incorporated. Normally when we use a wired cable, we use electric pulses, and the electric pulses are being transmitted over the copper cables, and the bandwidth has been shared. What may be the highest potential? It is approximate of 1 Gbps, 1 gigabits per second. The data rate may be accommodability in your copper cable, and it is a theoretical value. and the practical value is being subjected in kilobits per second, and normally 700 kilobits per second. So these are the data what we remembered from wired structure. Wireless, when we speak with wireless mobile, I am once again taking the mobile concept. We use the spectrum called as RF spectrum for its transmission process. So we use omnidirectional antenna. We use omnidirectional antenna. You remember, it transmits in all patterns, and it is a structured. I remember it is a front end is wireless. Front end wireless. Back end it is wired. And once again we remember what are the other restrictions. You may remember. So suppose if the BT is what is the concept behind sectoring, you remember. I need to lower my power, so I need to lower the height of the tower. Then normally what happens, the coverage pattern will come down. So when we speak about wireless in MANET, we use the unlicensed spectrum, unlicensed spectrum, that is a 2.4 gigahertz. This is an unlicensed spectrum, and normally it is used for your ADAC networks, wireless sensor networks, Bluetooth networks. What are it is involved with wireless. We use this unlicensed band for connectivity. So the restriction is I need to have a smallest coverage area of 20 centimeters, and so automatically what happens, the power emitted by the access point is very limited. So the power emitted by the access point is limited. So the power constraint is here. There is a power emission. We call it as not the power consumption of the node. I am saying the power that has been transmitted over by the access point. The coverage need to be small. And once again, since we are concerned with the data networks, more connectivity on signal to noise ratio, the bit error rate, and these are the prime concern that are relevant with your wireless domain for data transmission. The next lecture part is we can speak about what are the challenges in constructing a wireless network. The exercise for this domain is just to look into, just to take your laptop, connect with your Wi-Fi available in your home or in your college, and check the connectivity process when you are being moving towards your access point, that is a service provider, and away from the access point. What you feel, just take some hints relevant with that, and write in a scratch in your paper and submit me, and you can able to understand what is the front end connectivity and what is the back end connectivity. Hope you may understand. Once again, I am please do as a practical information. You have laptops, so give a data transfer from your node by using the access point, moving towards the access point and moving away from the access point. See what happens. Thank you.